everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amberly and I own and run DesertHardt dairy goats here in Yuma, Arizona. And this video is going to be all about updating you on the kids that are currently on the ground from the 5 mamas that delivered for the month of January. So we still have quite a few girls left to kid, but they won't kid until February, March, and April. So these kids right here are our January kid crop. Some of them have homes, some of them are being retained, and hey, Dolly, come here, Miss Kitty. Dolly likes to chase the cat. Miss Kitty, leave it. So this video is just going to be all about updating you about who's still in this pen, who I'm personally retaining, and who will be heading to their new homes in just a few short days. So the first 2 that we still have in the kid pen is Foxy's 2 little bucklings. However, I do have a buyer coming to view them this afternoon, so they could be leaving. That's why I wanted to get this video filmed so that you guys could still see them. They're doing so good. They are 16 days old. So these 2 little boys are being offered as pets. They won't go with their papers, but they're gonna make the perfect additions to anyone's hobby farm. The reason that I let so many kids this year go as pets is because I have a lot of first-time mamas and I don't want to register them until I know that their dams and sires have really great proven lines. And in order to do so, I have to do the hard work of milk testing them for the full year. So he's gonna make the perfect pet along with his brother. I think they will be heading together and they'll be staying local. So I'll get to check up on them when they need to be banded and become little wethers. But these are them. All right, the next one that has found a home is this little girl. This is Gracie's little doeling. So she has gone to a pet home as well and is also staying local. They've already got a couple of just backyard milkers, and so that's going to be what her destiny is eventually once she gets old enough, of course. But she is so sweet. We are hanging on to her for another couple of weeks until they get everything situated for a brand new baby goat. So the next 2 up are Frankie's 2 little doelings. They actually are leaving us tomorrow. I meet with their buyer a few short hours away. Again, another beautiful little hobby farm of backyard milkers. So these 2 sisters are headed to the same place together, so I am super happy. They're not bonded, but it's always best when you can get 2 of your own kids going together. That way the stress is minimal and they transition into their new home beautifully. Alright, so this long-bodied buckling is Cheyenne's. Of course, she had triplets, but he was the only boy. It was the only boy of the 3. The buyer may potentially select him as well. I don't know yet. They get here, like I said, in just a little bit. So he may be one that is leaving us, but he is super cute. He has taken to the bottle. Actually, not even the bottle. I'm not bottle feeding anymore. I have a self-feeding system, which I'll share with you guys. But he has mastered that so well that he really hasn't gotten too many bottles, and I'm impressed with how intelligent that these kids are. So these are Cheyenne and Zeus sired kids. Of course, I repeated the breeding. I did the same breeding last year and got triplet doelings. I did let them all go to pet homes. Cheyenne milked out beautifully last year and her udder this year is stunning. So this little guy is going as a pet just because I want to minimize how many bucklings are going out of my herd. The registered world is flooded with bucklings, so he definitely is not needed just yet. But you're going to make the perfect little pet, aren't you? You are going to make the perfect pet. Alright, so this is one of the 2 doelings that Cheyenne had. She is blue-eyed and colored just like her sire. She is long-bodied as well. I think she's got a couple moon spots, but it might be too early to tell. Her color, I know on camera appears white, but it is like a beigey tan. So that might be hard to depict if these are moon spots or not. which is not a deal breaker. I'm not a moon spot collector, but so this little girl does not have a name yet. However, if you guys want to throw in some suggestions, I'm not opposed to picking one of our subscribers' comments for a name. She is staying, so you guys are more than welcome to get attached to her. We are gonna watch her grow up throughout this year, maybe take her to a show or two, and see what these genetics can do. So this is the second doeling for Cheyenne's triplets. This little buckskin colored doeling. She may have a few moon spots hiding in there, but I haven't really like examined her just yet to see. I'm not worried about it. She does have brown eyes, just like her daddy does. So she is being retained. So if you guys want to throw out some name suggestions for her, she will be staying. She's super long also. I'm impressed with these kids. Zeus doesn't have the best track record of throwing length on his kids. So I don't know if I've just paired him with the correct does this season and I'm getting length finally, but I'm liking it. She will stay. I love Cheyenne's udder. So I'm going to keep both daughters of Cheyenne's. I'm going to watch them grow. We may have to make the hard decision before the end of the year on who stays or goes, or keep both of them, have them both freshen out, and then evaluate udders this next coming spring, which seems so far away, and it is, but it's really not if you think about it. We're already in the month of February and it feels like this year just started. So last but not least, obviously my most recent video that just went out was Royal delivering her triplets. Unfortunately, one of those triplets was dead on arrival. He was a stillborn. I don't know how long he had passed or what had caused it. I feel like Royal didn't labor that long, but he could have been detached from the placenta. Like we just really, we don't know. So this was the second one born, and he was slow going for sure, but not as slow as his brother. His brother's not here. He did survive, okay? So don't get too upset. So he did survive. He's already found a home. I found a beautiful home for him. He is a house goat. He is living his best life. I think the lady even said that he's gonna be sleeping in her bed a couple of nights because we've had horrible temperatures that are spiking and dropping, and then we had rain all day yesterday. So luckily I have this covered area with a heat lamp, so my kids are good. They stay dry through the rain. Rambling. So this little boy's name is Squirt. My mom helped raise them the first couple of days, or actually I think the first week of their life. Because I do work a full-time job, it was difficult for me to do the tedious bottle feedings that it does with brand new newborn kids. So I don't want to say that Royal necessarily rejected her kids, but Squirt here was just so small and slow going that I'm not sure she had the patience or didn't understand what was happening, why her kids weren't nursing, but he simply didn't have the energy. Squishy, which I'll put a photo of him, he was super cute, and of course he was the one to get picked between the two brothers. Looked like a little black and white cow. But Squishy, in the video, I don't explain it too well, but I had one front foot and an ear. I don't know what that mess is. It's an ear. Oh, okay. The head is sideways. Are you gonna be able to do that? You did do it. Like one ear sticking out with a foot, so his head was coming out sideways. And with that, and Royal pushing with each contraction, I think it did something to the muscles temporarily that he wasn't able to stand. He didn't have great balance. I think it was probably about 5 hours before he took his first steps. I was doing a little bit of physical therapy at the end of those videos, just helping him get his strength in his legs and helping him get up. That next morning though, he was standing when I got up to do a 2 a.m. feeding, So I was super pleased about that, knowing that he was going to make it. Doing kick flips behind me. So I mentioned that I don't like to name kids that don't stay. I don't want to get attached to them. But my mom named them. So I named the one Squishy because he came out and he was just a little squish in my hands. And then Squirt, as fitting as it is, the little turtle off of Nemo, Crush's son Squirt. He is tiny. I will show you a size comparison. He does have a name. I'm not going to guarantee that he is staying because I already have Newt as my weather. So I really don't need another one. Although he is stinking cute. I don't need another one, but we'll see. We'll see if I'm persuaded. Mouths cost a lot to feed nowadays. So just for size comparison, I'll pick the same colored goats. So she is 1 day older than Squirt, and you can already see the size difference. Massive. Massive, massive. So he's got a name. Don't fall in love with him just yet. I don't know if he's staying. I'm sure my mom would love for him to stay since she raised him. But yeah, so he's now intermixed with the big kid group. He will be staying. The buyer that is coming this afternoon, I told him he is not one that can be selected from. He's still too small that I don't want him to go just yet. However, these kids back here are super hardy. Loving how healthy they are. I don't know what I've done different, but they're so healthy this season. Come on, Fox. Foxy. Come on. No, I said Foxy. Here you sit. Yeah, head goes in there. These ladies have almost been in milk for 2 weeks with the exception of Royal there on the far right hand. So this is Foxy. This is actually about a 10-hour fill. She's got decent attachment, but again, it's not socked on like I would want. However, her capacity is really nice. Let me put her leg back in a little bit. Her rear udder arch is really nice. So that's this arch way. To where, as you can see, like this one is very V-shaped. This is more of a rainbow shape. It's what you want. It's close to the vulva. It could be closer. However, sometimes cameras give you an optical illusion that it's further. Ideally, if she had a show fill, it may be higher up. Teat placement is actually, it's really not bad. This medial suspensory ligament could be tighter. It kind of pulls the teats in and supports that udder better. Moving on to Gracie. I'm not loving it. Teat size is nice. Medial ligament is nice. Attachment, I don't love at all. And then that height, as you can see, I don't love it. And then Royal here. I love this so much. Medial suspensory ligament, teat size, attachment is so low on her leg. Like, look at that. That is stunning. This thing is not going anywhere versus this one. So I hope you guys can kind of see that difference, that it's not going nowhere. Attached high, arch is great. Perfect. I love Royal so much. I wish she was a second freshener because that would be so much better on capacity. Next up, we have Frankie, which this udder was not what I was expecting at all. It's okay attached, but again, not very well. You do not want this. This is how you get injury, where if the doe's running around and it's swinging, it's not good. She is a little dirty right there, so I do apologize. Teat direction is not ideal. However, she's a first freshener, so when she freshens a second time, they should come in just a bit. Teat size is definitely not bad. I've seen better. I will let you guys know that Frankie, unfortunately, is not staying. She's not going to make the cut for as far as what I'm looking for in a productive show doe. However, Frankie did find a home, and she will be leaving here in a few short days to the same buyer that bought both of Gracie's doelings. And then we come over here to this, which again, we're dirty, so don't judge too hard. Cheyenne, this is her second freshening. Again, udder could be attached better. However, it is better than Frankie's over there. She's not cooperating, but when she is full, these teats do come in. I'll plug a photo right there next to it so you can see what it looks like. This is less than a 9-hour fill. I was late to milking this morning, but yeah, usually it's up here and it looks really good. I'm super pleased with what I'm seeing right there just from Cheyenne. I just need to get a little bit of weight back on her because her conditioning isn't the best right now, but she did just deliver less than 12 days ago, so her body condition will improve.
I'm pretty sure you're safe, but still afraid. I'm walking in your garden, knowing what you're dreaming of, past the copper statues of everyone you've ever